cut off really quickly. But anyway, greetings everyone. Welcome to the Tanya Love Show. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, whatever way you want to celebrate the holidays. I have a special guest today, Rose. Do you say your name Femarllc?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought so. But Rose and I have done a few videos together in the past, and we just recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, did one on her Google Plus page, and she's on today. And we're just going to start doing these soul conversations every now and then, connecting as light workers, and just having these fun, very free-flowing conversations about what we feel is, on our hearts and what we'd like to connect with everyone. So today, before we get started, I'm just going to remind everyone, if you want to chat with us, if you want to ask questions, or you want to share any feedback, go ahead and log in and put your name right here on the website where you see the place to sign in. Or you can call in live for anybody that wants to call in. Actually, Amnon, can you accept a call in? You can, right?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, because Rose is on the Skype, so never mind. I just totally remember she was going to call in. So if anybody wants to call in, it's 919-518-9773. So feel free to call in if you'd like. And I'm going to welcome Rose Femarllc. So welcome, Rose. It's nice to have you on today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I love working with you, so I'm very excited that we are doing yet another event together. So hi.
Yay! It's so, and for those of you that can see, Rose's background is so cute. Like, she has all her little fairy twinkle lights. I love it. So Christmassy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Rose. So basically, we're just going to kind of be flowing today with the conversation. But what I was feeling inspired to speak about, and I talked about it with Rose a little, is that at this time of year, I observe, a lot of times people always were given opportunities to stay in the now and stay authentic and stay present. Or if we don't pay attention and really stay in that presence, we can very quickly go into reactive mode, and we start to, play games of victimization, or we go and we just like, oh, I have to go to the in-laws, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. I have to go buy way too many presents for people I don't even like, so that they'll love me enough. And I'm hoping that we could kind of inspire you all today listening to know that you all have a moment. Every moment is presented to you. You have an opportunity for liberation, freedom, and authenticity. And so at this time of year, some of us, maybe for years we've done this cycle where we've overconsumed and we've gone into the debt trying to give to everyone so that we'd be enough. Maybe we've gone and spent our time around people that don't show us honor, don't really respect us. We feel invisible, but we feel like we have to be around them because they're our family. And just at the holiday times in particular, I feel like the reason we have such a higher rate in suicide and depression and all of this stuff that goes on is because it's so symbolic of misalignment in the soul, because we're not honoring our soul's authenticity. We're not honoring self-love and what really feels good to us. And so my hope is that by us having this conversation, we can inspire each of you to live more authentically, more in the present now, and listening to love. Like, what feels good to me? What would love do right now? So what do you feel about that, Rose?
Absolutely. We get lost in the holidays. It kind of brings things up that we haven't really dealt with, but on the back burner. A lot of healing is needed in order to understand and appreciate the holidays on a deeper level. And so when the holidays come up, we just feel an obligation, and we lose sight.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. And the self-love, the self-honor, the self-worth, and everything just goes crashing down during the holidays. We don't feel we're appreciated because that stuff comes up. We feel, the resentment and everything towards family members, friends, our lives. What have we done so far in our life? That's nothing. It's another year gone by wasted, or Don't want to go and be with these people who have, really hurt you so much in your life or what have you. And so we lose sight. But when it starts right here, self-love, and you start honoring yourself and knowing that this life path of ours is absolutely a beautiful thing, and that this whole existence is part of our soul's expansion, and it's to be present and to be who we really are, and to really discover ourselves. And when we get to that point to where we just look at ourselves and then change the perspective and our perception of ourselves, then everything around us changes. And then the meaning of everything, the deeper meaning, and the truth and our truth comes and reveals itself. And then we just look at everything different. The world does not look the same anymore. Our lives don't look the same anymore. The people around us, we don't look at them the same anymore. So yeah, there's a lot that goes on around the holidays that if we tap into our own truth and tap into and connect with ourselves in spirit, then it changes the dynamics of everything in our lives. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And Rose and I were just talking before the show of how we've both been really busy serving the light and helping so many clients at this time of year that are like, can I please see you before the holidays? Tanya, can I come see you before Thanksgiving dinner? Because I'm really freaked out about seeing my family. And what's beautiful is that there are light workers like Rose and I that are here helping to act as guides to help you look into your shadow and help you see what are these suppressed childhood emotions and things that I've been, pushing down for a lifetime or maybe lifetimes. And it's so beneficial to do that work and to tune in and to start really owning your stuff, because when we own it, we can clear it so quickly. So those of you that have been watching know that over the past few months, I went from being in a marriage that I was pretty sure I was going to be in for a while, and it changed, and I just kept trusting my heart and watching and following and feeling, and I'm now united with my twin flame, William, and I am blissfully happy. I am so grateful to myself for listening to my heart and for honoring what felt right to Tanya and not at all worrying about what other people were going to think of me. I mean, we all have that momentary oh, people might judge this. But I feel like what I mirror to the world is that authenticity, and to have the courage to do your shadow work. My beloved and I, he will have dreams sometimes, and we're processing and clearing stuff that's from his past. I'm having a dream. He's helping me process. And it's so beautiful when we can be so authentic with each other. And I can just say with my twin and I, my twin flame, but with some of us, with light workers, we're assisting in that same way where we can help kind of hold the mirror for you so that you can look into that shadow aspect and realize that there's nothing wrong with you, that you really want to be loved and appreciated at Christmas. And there's nothing wrong that you really wish somebody, in your world would appreciate you. What's beautiful is when we can see the shadow part that keeps us suffering and stuck, we can clear it. And then next thing we know, we create space for all that beauty and love we've been wanting to arrive, and it arrives within. It has to arrive first within, and then it can come from the outside. Would you agree with that, Rose?
Oh yeah, that's what happens. The shadow, we normally deem it as an enemy, and it's not. It's actually our teacher. It's our mirror. It shows us the inner work we need to do, and it shows us, our beautiful truth. So when we're faced with our shadow side, we're faced with the things we don't like about ourselves. We're faced with the things that we loathe about ourselves and that we lack for ourselves. And, it mirrors us. We align ourselves with that same vibration or frequency around us. So we're going to get people that are going to treat us and make us feel the same way that we feel about ourselves. If we have no self-honor, no self-worth, we're going to just surround ourselves with people that treat us that same way, that don't have any honor for us and respect and don't find us worthy to, love and unconditionally. And so the shadow work is actually a blessing in disguise. We have to change our perspectives of our shadow side, because it is the most beautiful side of us. It is just a deeper look at what we need to do within.
Yeah.
So,
and it's so necessary to really, as we call it, Rose and I call it work. And there is some work. I mean, just being honest, there is some work going to be there, but the work is really not hard. I think some people get intimidated by that. Like, oh, I don't want to look into my shadows. I don't want to look at that painful side. But when we have the courage to look there, what I'll help clients see is that it's just energy. It's old energy. It's not real anymore. So if you can just take a breath and feel that energy, and it might bring up tears, it might bring up rage, but you allow the emotion to rise and to be released. And after that, I had a client the other day. She came in, she's desperate, she's in tears, she feels like nothing. And a few hours later, she leaves the healing space and she's giddy with laughter and like, oh my God, my life is going to begin again. And it was like rebirth in a session. And it's so powerful because before that, she wasn't even aware of a lot of the suppressed emotions that were going on in her. It was very unconscious in her. And that's what's beautiful about doing that work is, let's say, I've said this example many times on the show, but I say this because I've worked with so many that have been abused. And let's say a woman's been abused in her childhood, or a man's been abused in his childhood, and they don't deal with that. It will keep haunting you. You will keep a record player attracting more and more abusers into your world until you can clear it from your vibration. And once you clear that pain and shame and all that energy that you hold within, which is, I feel like a lot of women that I work with, they hold body weight connected to pain and shame. And then we start tapping and we start clearing. And I have seen shifts in body fat, weight loss, not from starving yourself and not from over-exercising, but from doing healthy exercise, healthy eating, and tapping on those, areas of your body and intending to clear the cellular memory of pain and shame and guilt. It's amazing, what we can clear and shift energetically, but we have to do the work. And if we don't, then basically it's like we've thrown in the baton, we've thrown in our wand, and we become victims, and we pretend to play this game of being powerless. And it's not true. We are so freaking powerful. We are so amazingly powerful. Right, Rose?
Oh my gosh, that actually is so true. People don't realize that the body holds memory, and everything is energy. Emotions are energy, and all the experiences we have is energy, and the body holds the memories of all of that. We might get over it in our heads, and we might say, okay, I'm over it. I'm okay with what happened, and I forgive those people, but the body doesn't forget. We disconnect from our body, and we need to connect, and we need to say, you know what, thank you, and love our bodies and say, thank you for holding those memories for me, because it was just out of protection mode or what have you, but I don't need that anymore. So let me love you and take care of you again. Thank you for what putting up with what I put you through, and, really connecting with oneself. And actually, I've seen a lot of my clients, when they get to that point, the weight drops. Yep. And that
life shifts in more magical ways.
Yeah, you have no idea. It is very real, and it's instantaneous as well. So it is about that love for yourself, loving your body, loving you, and loving who you are. And that's part of this whole life experience is actually just embracing yourself, and the dynamics of your life change instantly. It's like you don't have to wait months or years to get past something. Yes, right now you got to be in the moment, and don't be in yesterday. You're not there anymore. Don't be in tomorrow. You're not there yet. Right now is all that is important. Right now, being present of mind, body, and spirit, and before you know it, that actually cuts out the middleman, which is linear time, which does not exist anymore. And
Right.
so it cuts that out, and then things happen instantaneously around you, just fall right into place. It really, really works.